Hey everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video review coming to you today. And today we're looking at the Umarex T4E TR68, which is a .68 caliber paintball revolver. Again, this is the tabletop review. And if you're interested in this product, you can check out both our Canada and US online Replica Airgun stores, where we should have these available. It just depends on inventory. I'll put links in the description for you guys, but you can find those stores at replicaairguns.ca for Canada and replicaairguns.us for the US. All right, let's get right into the specifications. This is a .68 caliber paintball pistol, and it also shoots .68 caliber rubber and pepper balls. It uses a standard 12-gram CO2 cartridge. It is designed after a revolver with a removable cylinder or magazine. It is made out of metal and polymer or plastic, which mostly plastic on the outside with some metal internal parts, including the barrel. It has a 5-round cylinder or magazine. It weighs in at 773 grams or 1.7 pounds. Has a total of 13 inches in length, which is 331 millimeters. The barrel length is 6.5 inches or 165 millimeters. And it is a double action only design, so just the trigger's double action. There's no hammer that you can pull back for single action. Now it has a claimed on the box velocity of around 230, but I've seen it also claimed it as high as 350. Comparing it to the .5 cal, sort of similar version, TR50, I'm expecting to get, somewhere between say 250 and 300 using rubber balls. We'll see. It also has that quick CO2 piercing system, so you can put a CO2 in it, get it all ready to go, and then just give it a sort of a bonk on the bottom there, and it will activate or pierce the CO2, allowing you to shoot it without losing CO2 through any type of drainage or leakage. You're going to find fixed front and back sights with an easy to see white sort of dot. I almost want to call them inserts, not really dots. And you're going to find Picatinny rails top and bottom, which allow for multiple accessory attachment locations. Now the only safety you'll find is on the trigger, so it does have that trigger safety. And it does come in a cardboard box with a manual, 3 removable 5-round magazines, an Allen key, and a cleaning kit. So let's show you that stuff right now. All right, so this is the box, right? You basically have some information. There's the 230 FPS rubber powder paintball, 5 shots, 12 grams CO2 cartridge. So these guys right here on the back, not really anything, nothing really on the sides, too much to see here, right? So it just talks about 2 bonus magazines, caliber 5 rounds, right? That's pretty much what we're looking at here. In the box, you get 2 additional cylinders or magazines. You get this cleaning kit, so this allows you to run a rag through it. Sometimes paintballs will implode or explode inside the gun. It does happen occasionally. You have the manual here. Basic information, right? Shows you how to open up the cylinders, pull up those little cylinders, magazines, how to fire it, how to put CO2 in it. Okay, pretty straightforward. How to load the magazines, how to aim it. I think that's about it. Of course, you get the magical Allen key, which helps you tighten up the bottom here. You could use pliers or just your hand grip, but I would give it a little tweak with the Allen key and make sure it's in there properly. Now, before I show you around the T4E TR68, I want to show you some similar products. So here's the TR50, okay? And I thought the TR68 was going to be kind of the same thing, just different caliber, but it's kind of a lot different. There's a similar design going on here, but it's very different in size, just mostly size, I'd say, but design is also different, different grips, even slightly different barrel configurations, shorter barrel on the 50, much larger or longer barrel on the 68. Kind of want to compare that to some other products. So here's a 357 pellet pistol. It reminds me of the 357 Crossman, or even closer to the Vigilante, which is basically the 357 Crossman with a different barrel, which is more like the TR68. So very similar, and even the grips are similar, but this one's even smaller, which is kind of unusual. Now I want to get into a couple fun facts. So this product is distributed by Umarex, but it's actually manufactured by T4E, which stands for Training for Engagement. Now in the HDR version of this design as a home defense revolver, I'd say specifically made for the UK market. Its purpose there would be more for home defense. We're not really allowed to defend ourselves here in Canada, so this is more of a paintball gun. It's a little bit, I'd say, detuned compared to the UK version. So slightly lower feet per second and foot-pounds of energy, because our laws do not allow for too much energy or too much velocity. If they exceed certain limitations, then they will be classified as regulated firearms as opposed to unregulated firearms, which is what we have on the table here. Now, I haven't shot this product, but there is a video for the TR50. It should be similar, although we're dealing with a larger caliber paintball or rubber ball, so I'm expecting it to go a little slower. That said, the energy downrange should be as much as the TR50, if not more, just because you have a heavier, larger round. We'll find out. All right, let's take a quick look at the TR68. Right, so here you have your T4E TR68 licensing, branding. Got this sort of pass-through area you can see into the barrel area, right, on the Picatinny rail. So it looks nice. You've got the Picatinny rail on the top there, and on the bottom, a little shorter version of it, you have this white, I'm not even going to call it a white dot sight, it's more of a white insert. This huge barrel opening for the .68 caliber. Right on the back, you have another white insert, not even a white dot, it's like a plastic insert. You have the magazine release here, so it just pops out. Okay, you put the metal in the back, and the barrel actually kind of moves forward and back to seal it up a little bit better. So that's nice. You have the fake sort of built in or molded into the frame of the pistol here that kind of looks like a cylinder, but it's not. And then you have the trigger, right? And you have someone's banging outside, so just ignore the banging. That's what I have to deal with around here. And you have the CO2. It's tight, so we're going to have to use the Allen key to unscrew this. Now, there shouldn't be anything in it, otherwise we hear hissing. Okay, but you put your CO2 in there, and you put it with the end of it facing this, right? So you pop it in like that, so that you can pierce it. Screw this in fairly tight. Use the Allen key just to get it in there all the way. And when you're ready to go, give it a whack, and you'll notice this pin right here will pop out to let you know that the gun is primed, ready to go. The CO2 has been pierced. So that's kind of how it works. Fairly small grip, so this gun's fine for people with smaller hands, even though it's kind of massive. But that's fine. Okay, you can see everything there. Got some warning instructions on the bottom. I like the fact that it is underneath it and not super bright. You know what? I think sometimes these companies actually listen to us when they do things that we don't like. They make little changes to improve that, and it seems like Umarex has been doing that with their guns. They've been making the lettering less bright and in better locations, so it's not so obvious. Okay, so there you have a serial number, more Umarex markings. F, I believe that's for the German market. Other markets overseas, we don't need it here in Canada. Okay. All right, let's get into some of the pros and the cons and then finish up this review video. Now, I'm kind of hoping maybe I'll get a little more energy, not necessarily more feet per second, but if I can hit around 300 FPS using the .68 over the TR50, then because of the larger size ammunition, the heavier ammunition, there should potentially be more energy downrange, so that round could maybe do more damage or cause more pain, whatever you're trying to accomplish, if this were used inside a home to kind of deter people. Now, the TR50, when I did the review, averaged 328 FPS using rubber balls. That's for reference. Now, there's lots of mounting options for accessories like a tack light, laser, or other sighting options with its upper and lower Picatinny rail setup. You also have that quick CO2 piercing system, so you can leave a CO2 in it ready to go, and anytime you want, you can just pop that or puncture it by pressing on the bottom, giving it a smack, and you're ready to shoot as long as you got some ammunition in there, some rounds in there. It also has that working trigger safety. It also has those white dot sights or white insert sights, whatever you want to call them, that helps you sight in targets of varying colors and shades. Now, the trigger doesn't feel too bad. It feels pretty good. It's not super long, it's rather light, and that's just going to rotate everything for you. It shouldn't be any heavier with CO2 or rubber balls in there, maybe slightly, but not much. So it's a decent trigger, even though it's double action only. And it does come with 3 total magazines, so you can load up 15 rounds ready to go, 5 per cylinder or magazine. You can also use paintballs, rubber balls, or pepper balls, whatever you want to use in this revolver. Now the build quality feels good. The gun is fairly beefy but not overly heavy because it is mostly plastic, even though it's quite large. And the grip is a normal size, maybe even on the smaller side, so it should be fine for people with smaller or medium-sized hands. Alright, a few cons. It is a mostly all plastic build, but that said, if this was all metal, it would be a beast for sure. And the sights are not adjustable, so hopefully it is well centered out of the box. And I do not expect a lot of shots per CO2. We'll find out when I do my field test shooting video. Alright, again, I want to thank you for watching another replica airguns video. Make sure to check out my field test shooting video when I do that later on. Should be happening shortly. Also remember, you can buy this product in both our Canada and US replica airgun stores over at replicaairguns.ca for Canada and replicaairguns.us for the US. I'll put links in the description to help you find this product in either location. And of course we have airguns, BB guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, pellet guns, and other accessories in both of those stores. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.